Hello everyone. My name is Priyanka Mehta. I'm a part of the Hamilton Lease accounting team at Cognitus Consulting. Welcome to this webinar today. We will be discussing on the topic of reports and disclosures that are embedded in Hamilton. Today's speakers are Budi Rockman and my colleague Zati. During the session, please feel free to communicate with the speakers through question and answer. And at the end of the session, we will take time to answer any questions that you might have. There is an icon at the bottom right of your screen which says raise hand. This will allow you to communicate with the speakers. Now I will pass it on over to Budi Rockman.
Hello everyone. So I'm Budi Rockman. I'm a solution owner of this Hamilton engine. So today we'll be discussing about disclosures, and Jati will present how the disclosures looks like in Hamilton engine. Jati, pass to you.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so hello, thank you, Budi and Priyanka. Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Izati, and I am a part of Hamilton Lease accounting team at Qualitative Consulting. So today in this demo, we'll be discuss on the report and disclosure in IFRS 16 using Hamilton engine. So let me share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so before we go through the detail of the report and disclosure, allow me to recap on the overview of the Hamilton engine. So what is Hamilton engine? Hamilton engine is basically is a framework to automate accounting process. It is an SAP Premium certified integrate with SAP application. So Hamilton engine is a perfect solution, especially for IFRS compliance, and it is a complete package to process lease data reporting and analytics. So what Hamilton engine did is that it will extracting data from the different source system, and it will be stored in Hamilton engine business activity repository as a raw data. So the brain, which is represented as a logical set of rules, is responsible to enrich the raw data and create the business document and also accounting document based on the predefined business rule. So this is the illustrative example. The data from the operating system will be extracted by using ETL tools and store the data in Hamilton repository as a raw data. So the raw data will be processed by the brain IFRS 16 engine, and it creates the document which are ready for reporting. So in this process system, we create ROU asset, PVMLP value, lease liability, interest, depreciation, and amortization. So Hamilton engine is compatible with any other third-party software, which is include ERP, CRM, existing leases system, Excel, portal, and others. So the data will be extracted by using ETA tools, and the data will be transformed in a Hamilton repository as a raw data. So Hamilton is a use case driven. Each use case is a set of logical rules built in the brain. So when you're creating the initial contract by using one use case, that means it is creating an initial contract, we call it as a genesis use case. So other subsequent use cases are defined where it different set of logical rules, meaning that if you want to modify the contract, maybe to increase or decrease the lease term, lease payment, or maybe you want to terminate the contract, all these different use cases are defined with different set of logical rules which are built in Hamilton brain. So in this slide, the raw data will be processed by the first brain to enrich the data. And the second brain will be using to create the business document and accounting documents. So as I said, each event is defined as a use case with a set of logical rules. So In this slide, it shows that in Hamilton, we have a concept of use case chain, which is using similar concept of blockchain, where the data is stored as block and blocks, which represent series of business events, or we call it as a use case, link each other by hash key to ensure that the data validity since they cannot be tampered. So as you can see, the Genesis use case will be the first block data and subsequent events, for example, remeasurement, modification, or early termination, will be stored as a data correction stored in separate chain, thus providing us some kind of audit trail and can be analyzed in report or disclosure. So let's move on to the reporting and disclosure in Hamilton. So the beauty of the Hamilton is configurable reporting structures. So how the business want to see the report, maybe based on region or product line, country, or others, we can configure that structure in Hamilton. So in IFRS 16, the extensive disclosure requirement for leasing in both qualitative and quantitative form. So qualitative measure means not showing an actual number, but rather providing information in other ways, such as relative term or such. While for the quantitative measurement means that you can use an actual number, disclose an amount, or to show a change. So let's go to the detail. So the qualitative disclosure, meaning is a summary of the nature of the entity's leasing activity, potential cash flow the entity is exposed to that are not included in the lease liability, including variable lease payment, extension option and termination option, residual value guarantees, and the lease not yet commenced to which the lease is not commit. And then restriction or covenant imposed by the lease and information about the sales and leaseback transition. As for the quantitative disclosure requirement by primary statement, includes statement of financial position, statement of profit and loss, and statement of cash flow. So the statement of financial position is an addition to right of use asset, the carrying value of the right of use asset at the end of reporting period by class, the maturity analysis of the lease liability separately from the other liability based on IFRS 7 financial instrument disclosure requirement. So the second statement is the statement of profit and loss. The depreciation for asset by class, interest expense on the lease liability, the short term and the low value lease expense. So for these two disclosure need to include lease with lease term of 1 month or less. Other than that is a variable lease payment expense, income from subleasing, gain or loss arising from sales and the leaseback transition. And then lastly is a statement of cash flow, which means the total cash outflow of the lease. So move along. Here is the rich feature for reporting and disclosure in Hamilton Engine. I will try to show probably 3 reports in the system after this. So we have a lease contract dashboard, project of SFP and SPL, depreciation and amortization, financial position movement, lease transaction movement, bucketing, and LRD disclosure. Lease information system, zero sum report, performa, weighted average discount rate, and weighted average remaining lease term. So this is a common report, the projection of the financial statement report. So here, once the contract is created, the system generating the lease schedule throughout the life of the contract. So you can see what is the accumulated depreciation in 2018, and what is the lease liability, interest in suspense, ROU asset, interest expense, rental expense, and depreciation. So in this report, the entity are able to slice and dice based on the variation at the left side of the screen, where I will show you in the system after this. So the second report is the financial position movement, where the entity shall disclose the ROU movement information about leasing activity. For example, if there is any change or modification to the created contract, like increasing or decreasing the term of pricing, all this movement will be recorded in this report. The next report is liquidity risk disclosure. This report is the risk that an entity will have difficulties in paying its financial liability. So the second column, you can see what is the total liability, and also you can see the cash flow of the first year, the first to 2 years, the 5 years, and beyond 5 years. As I said, all columns are configurable based on the business requirement. So the third report is weighted average discount tenure payment report. So in ASC 842 require the lessee calculate the weighted average discount rate based on the discount rate for the lease that was used to calculate the lease liability balance for each lease as of the reporting date, and the remaining balance of the lease payment for each lease as the reporting date. So as you can see, end of period April 2019, the weighted average payment for code CAR is 1,700 with no discount rate. Remaining tenure is 32 months, and number of contract with the same code is 3 contracts. So the last report is zero-sum check. So in Hamilton analytic calculation, a zero-sum check is a mathematical representation of a situation at any given time in which each contract balance sheet item is exactly balanced by opening balance, amortization, and closing balance. If the total number of all the use cases are added up, there will be sum up to 0. If the sum is not 0, the icon will be showing an error. So without any further ado, I will show you 3 reports in the system. So as usual, go to your SAP. Under report and disclosure path, go to lease contract dashboard. So this is the lease dashboard where once the contract is created, the system will generate a schedule that contains all the information of the lease contract. So on the bar right here, you can specify any number. For example, we specify 5 or just blank and press enter. It means we want to see the latest contract created in Hamilton Engine. So to view the detail relating to the contract, choose one contract and click on lease schedule. So as you can see in the screen, the detail has 2 parts. At the top, we have the lease schedule header, which contains all the information of the lease contract. And at the bottom, we have the lease schedule detail for entire month of the lease contract. At the lease schedule header, you can see that the contract number which has been generated within SAP at the creation of the contract. We can see the header ID, the original number of the lease contract, the invoice cycle, lease status, whether the contract is active, terminate, modify, or expired. And then we also can see the reference number, the contract start date, the contract end date, the vendor number, and also the vendor name. So for the details, you can see that the payment for the entire month of the individual lease contract, and it also has 2 parts, which is balance sheet, the term with the type SFP, and the P&L with the term of type SPL. As all of you know, balance sheet portion shows that the amount should be 0 at the end of the contract. Additionally, for each period, balance sheet and P&L must be the same. So right here, the lease rental for this contract, we're showing in contract period. We also can change to posting period. Where we can see the rental for this contract is 534600 that will be amortized for 5,400 each month. And then we also have the ROU asset for 481623. That will be depreciate for 401352. So the second report that I will be showing you is the projection report. So go back to the path and click on projection of SFP and SPL. So here I have made a variant. So just execute. And here you can see the same report as LCD, which is the total of the report is a multiple contract. And as I said before, in this report, you can slice and dice, where you can filter it on the left side of the screen. For example, we can see how many contracts in this engine. So I filter it by 3. So we can see single contract for this report. Maybe we can see in the nature of group, how many group. And so basically this all 3 contract using the same group. So can I show this? So move along to our last report, which is a finance lease movement. And execute. So right here from August 2019 until January 2024. So you can see that the movement, if there is any change in the contract, for example, there is a termination or modification, we can see that value in addition ROU asset right here. We also can see the net book value as at August 2019 and also the net book value as at 31st January 2024. We also can see the total of depreciation, accumulated depreciation for these 2 types of office building and also state-owned. So I think that's all from me.
Yeah, thank you, Jati. So we are honored today that also Mr. Hamilton joining with us. Okay, any questions for Mr. Hamilton?
I think he's on mute, Booty.
Oh, he's on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ping him.
Any questions from Mr. Hamilton? If you can unmute yourself. You are more than welcome to talk.
Okay.
Hi.
There you go.
I just managed to unmute myself. So just want to have a question on this disclosure or reports. Is this are these reports like we can configure the? I can see that there are some GL accounts are there. So is it, can we pre-configure or do we need to set it up as a custom or something?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the questions. Yes, all the reports are configurable. And, you know, depending on the lease type, depending on the use case, right, all the GL can be configured according to the business requirements. Okay, so Jati, maybe you can say a little bit how the configurations looks like in our Hamilton implementation guide.
Sorry,
Yes, so yeah, can you go to Hamilton implementation guide? So our configurations, yes.
okay.
Well, just type the ticket directly, maybe.
What ikut? Sorry.
Configuration. HIMG.
Yeah, this. Can you see my screen?
Oh, okay.
Ah,
A little bit late. Okay, so never mind. So here, where we can do reports configurations as well as the GL configuration, IFRS 16. Now we have IFRS 9, 15, and 16 as well. So if you click on IFRS 16, so click on the lease accounting posting. So choose GL account determinations. So here where we configure all the GL account assignment. Okay, so based on use case ID, lease type, account key, etc. So we can, determine what type, what kind of GL we want to, display it on the reports. Okay, I hope answered the questions.
Yeah. And second question is like I can there was shown the reports for the, is it cash flow or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I want to have like my own bucketing analysis, like the period, because I can see like the period itself is like defined as first year, second to third year, and then 4, then 5 years. If I want to have my own bucketing analysis, is it possible to be done as well?
Yes, of course, it's possible. You can define up to 20 bucketing, and each bucketing you can define, whatever ranges you want to have it, from 1 month to, let's say, 24 months, from 25 months until 60 months. So this type of bucketings are fully configurable. We can have a different, set of settings as well. So user 1, they may have their own bucketing. User B, she or he will have her or his own bucketing. So different person is personalized. Actually, the bucketing itself can be configured according to user specific needs.
That's great. That's great. So it means I can have like some kind of multiple profiles for my bucketing reports, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, so Priyanka, I'll pass it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Booty. Somnath, I see that you joined. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Booty. Thank you, Zati, for the demo. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please email me at pmeta@Cognitus Consulting. This email ID is also on the invitation that you received. And I would like to inform you that Cognitus has launched the Hamilton Engine app on SAP App Center. Take a look at it, let everyone know about it. And I will keep you posted. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And the video that we recorded today of this demo will be on our website at Cognitus Consulting and Hamilton.one. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right. Thank you.